You've been lied to. You were told an AI subscription was all it took to launch an agency that runs itself. It's the biggest lie of our time. And it's a trap. In the next 14 minutes, I'm going to tell you a story, inspired by real events, about a creator who thought he'd found the magic formula, only to hit a brick wall. His story will reveal the true method for building an agency with artificial intelligence, not the one from pipe dreams, but the one that works in the real world. This video will break down the journey into 7 crucial steps. We'll cover the initial dream, the inevitable first crash, the game-changing realization, building a system where humans remain in the driver's seat, the art of communicating with the machine, how to scale intelligently, and finally, the almost unfair advantage you can gain. Stay tuned until the end, because the 7th part is the one your future competitors don't want you to know. Chapter 1, The Initial Dream. Like many, let's call him Alex, was captivated by the promise of artificial intelligence. He saw incredible demonstrations, one-click content creation, complete strategies generated in seconds, studio-quality images conjured from a simple phrase. The conclusion seemed obvious to him. Why pay humans when a machine can do everything, 24/7, for €50 a month? The idea of a fully automated agency was born. An agency with no employees, no offices, just him, his computer, and a handful of AI tool subscriptions. He already imagined himself on a beach, managing his empire from a simple dashboard, watching payment notifications roll in. His first client, a small artisanal coffee brand, wanted to boost its social media presence. Alex smiled. Easy. He took the brand name, a few keywords, and fed them into a content generator. In less than 10 minutes, he had 30 posts, with captions and image suggestions. It was magic. He sent everything to the client, proud of his efficiency. He thought he'd hacked the system. But that's not all, because reality was about to catch up to him far faster than he imagined. Chapter 2, The First Crash. The client's feedback was a cold shower. A short, chilling email. The texts were generic, soulless. One of them spoke of the benefits of tea, an unforgivable factual error for a coffee brand. Another used a far too corporate tone, the opposite of the client's artisanal and warm image. The suggested images were stock photos seen a million times before. In short, the work was unusable. The client was disappointed, and Alex, humiliated. He understood his first big lesson: artificial intelligence, left to its own devices, is a brilliant intern but completely unsupervised. It can produce a phenomenal amount of work, but it has no context, no judgment, no soul. It doesn't grasp the deep intention of a brand, the emotion of a customer, or the subtlety of a message. Alex realized that he hadn't sold a service. He had sold the raw output of a machine, a commodity with no added value. His dream of an automated agency crumbled. He was on the verge of giving up, thinking AI was just a gimmick. But it was at rock bottom that he had a revelation, and this is where things get truly interesting. Chapter 3, The Realization. Sitting in front of his screen, Alex grasped his fundamental error. He had tried to replace the human element. The true opportunity wasn't to replace, but to augment. Artificial intelligence isn't the agency. Artificial intelligence is the most powerful tool the agency had ever possessed. An agency's value doesn't lie in its ability to churn out content, but in its strategy, creativity, client understanding, and quality assurance. AI cannot do any of these things alone. But it can dramatically accelerate each of these steps if guided by a skilled human. The agency of tomorrow wouldn't be an autonomous machine, but a centaur, half human, half machine, combining the best of both worlds. The creativity, empathy, and strategic vision of the human, coupled with the speed of execution, analytical power, and production capabilities of AI. This realization changed everything. He decided to build not an automated agency, but an augmented agency. And for that, he had to build a system. And here's the most important part, the method he put into place. Chapter 4, The Human-in-the-Loop System. Alex tore up his old plan and started from scratch. He designed a new process, which he called the human-in-the-loop system. Every project now followed a non-negotiable workflow. Step 1: Human immersion. This was the most crucial step. A 1-hour call with the client to understand not just their goals, but their mission, their voice, their fears, their ideal clients. Alex filled out an ultra-detailed strategic document. This document was the brain of the operation. Step 2: AI-assisted generation. Alex used this document to feed the AI with incredibly precise instructions, or prompts. He no longer asked write a post about coffee, but something much more complex. We'll come back to that. The AI generated drafts, ideas, angles of approach. Step 3: Human refinement and validation. This is where the magic happened. Alex, or a member of his team, took the AI's drafts. They corrected, rewrote, added a personal touch, fact-checked, and ensured every word, every phrase, was perfectly aligned with the strategy. AI did 80% of the legwork in 10% of the time, and the human did the remaining 20% that created 100% of the value. His agency was no longer just a generator, it was a high-precision finishing workshop. But for this system to work, he had to master a new skill, perhaps the most important of this decade. Chapter 5: The Art of the Perfect Prompt. Alex quickly understood that the quality of the AI's response depended entirely on the quality of the question. Telling AI write me some text is like telling a chef make me food. You'll get something, but probably not what you want. So he began to study the art of prompt engineering. He learned to speak the machine's language. His prompts became true specifications documents. For example, for his coffee brand, instead of write a post about our new Ethiopian coffee, his prompt looked something like this: act as an expert copywriter for a passionate, artisanal coffee brand. Our tone is warm, educational, and a little poetic. Our audience consists of coffee connoisseurs aged 30 to 50. Draft a 150-word Instagram post to announce our new Yirgacheffe coffee from Ethiopia. Start with an intriguing question about the coffee's floral notes. Explain the origin of this bean using a travel-related metaphor. End with a call to action inviting readers to discover this cup experience on our website. Never use the words exceptional, incredible, or best. The difference in results was astounding. He went from generic text to a nearly perfect piece of content, requiring only minor tweaks. He created a library of prompts for each type of task and each client. He no longer commanded the AI, he briefed it, like the best creative directors. His agency became faster, but more importantly, much better. But that's not all, because he soon faced a new problem: how to handle more clients without drowning. Chapter 6: Scaling with Specialists. Demand started pouring in. Alex's results were so good that word of mouth did its job. But he was alone. He couldn't be a strategist, prompter, editor, and project manager all at once. The mistake would have been to fall back into the automation trap. Instead, he applied the same augmentation principle to his team. He didn't seek to hire cheaper people to do the basic work. He did the opposite. He hired experts, true talents, but he gave them superpowers with AI. He recruited an excellent copywriter. Her role wasn't to write texts from scratch, but to take AI drafts and turn them into gold, using her talent for the final touch. Her efficiency was tripled. He collaborated with a talented graphic designer. The graphic designer didn't use AI to generate the final image, but to create 10 visual concepts in 30 minutes instead of 2 days. This allowed them to explore more ideas and find the best creative direction much faster. His agency became a platform that orchestrated human talent augmented by artificial intelligence. Each specialist, equipped with the right tools and AI processes, could produce the work of 3 people, but with superior quality. The agency could now manage more clients, not by sacrificing quality, but by enhancing it. And that's what led him to discover his ultimate advantage: the one that made his offer almost irresistible. Chapter 7: The Unfair Advantage. At first, Alex thought AI's advantage was speed and cost. He was wrong. Those were just bonuses. The true advantage, the unfair advantage, was depth. AI gave him the ability to offer a level of customization and strategic research previously reserved for the largest agencies with colossal budgets. Here's a concrete example. For a new client, a technical clothing brand, his team launched an AI script that, overnight, analyzed the client's last 200 blog posts, the 500 best-performing posts of their 3 main competitors, and read and categorized by theme the last 1,000 comments left by their community on social media. The next morning, on their desks was a 50-page report surgically identifying the topics that fascinated the audience, the blind spots competitors weren't exploiting, and the exact vocabulary used by loyal customers. Creating this report manually would have taken weeks and cost a fortune. For Alex's agency, it had become a standard procedure for every new client. They no longer sold content creation. They sold strategic certainty. They could tell their clients, "We're not going to guess what works. We know. And here's the data to prove it." That was the real revolution. AI wasn't there to write Instagram posts. It was there to transform the agency into a superpowered strategic brain. In conclusion, Alex's story teaches us a fundamental lesson. Building an agency with AI isn't about buying miracle software. It's about building a system. A system where human strategy guides. A system where AI executes and accelerates. And a system where human talent refines and guarantees quality. The illusion of the fully automated agency is a dangerous mirage that leads to mediocre results and disappointed clients. The far more exciting reality is that of the augmented agency, where talented humans, armed with tools of unheard-of power, can offer a level of service, creativity, and strategic relevance never before seen. Artificial intelligence won't replace you. But a person who knows how to use artificial intelligence will. The question, therefore, isn't whether you should use AI, but how you will integrate it into a system that puts your human intelligence front and center. Share with someone who wants to get started. Don't forget to subscribe.